Hey guys, we're here with team member of Team TDR, Steve, and we got a PA original top 64 Blue Eyes deck profile with Chaos Max Dragon. Take it away.
Okay,
What?
nothing. Anyway, let's get into the deck profile. So, played 3 Blue Eyes, pretty standard. 3 Blue Eyes alternative Void Dragon. Definitely what makes the deck really good. 3 Manju. You looking down? Okay. 3 Manju. This is basically the Sage for this build. You always want to summon. You want to see a Sanju. You want Manju. You always want to see Manju, and you're going to summon it as much as possible to search either the Chaos Max or the spell. But it's usually the ritual you're going for.
You heard that?
Yeah. So you can usually get the ritual off of the ritual monster off of the Melody of Awakening Dragon. You usually have it pretty well.
Cool.
3 of those.
He said Chaos Max Dragon, guys.
Chaos Max. Not that regular nonsense. 3 Gospel. This card is unfair, but
I hate that card.
welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! 3 Trade-In. I'm gonna cut it down to 1 because it's ass. Who wants to draw cards, right? No.
Really?
I'm sarcastic. I'm not serious.
Oh, got me.
3 Blue Eyes Chaos Max.
There he goes. It's that beautiful card.
Yeah, the heart and soul of the deck. I usually get 1 or 2 out in a duel. I don't always summon. I've never summoned 3 before. But if anything, it's Trade-In Father or discarded for Twin Twisters or Melody or Trade-In.
And how many Blue Eyes players were playing Chaos Max Dragon?
There were no Chaos Max players at this regional. I played like 2 or 3 mirror matches, and they were all just the pure builds. Just the pure builds from the Japanese guy who won Worlds again. It was pretty much the same build. Except with Cypher Dragon, because they didn't have that out yet. Cypher Galaxy Eyes Dragon, I believe. Oh, we also have a standard 3 Melody of Awakening Dragon. Searches out your whole deck.
The whole deck.
3 White Stones of Legend. He's very crucial. You can, if anything happens to your Chaos Max, like you have to discard them earlier with Melody or Trade-In, you can get it back if you have the Ritual Spell or get back any of the alternatives or Blue Eyes for shenanigans. And of course, the End Phase Special Summon is nice, but it doesn't happen that often.
Cool.
2 Spirits of White. I hate back row, and
Why not 3?
3 would be just way too much. I already have a bunch of level 8s. But the tag out effect is pretty nice too. If somebody tries to target you with an effect, you tag out special summon Blue Eyes from your hand. So I like that. And it's always, you only need 1 to do the combo with like the Azor Eyes. As long as you have 1 in graveyard, you keep bringing it back with Azor Eyes and banishing something. But I like 2. 2 Sage with Eyes of Blue. Usually in the pure builds you play 3 of these, hands down definitely. But for mine, like I said, I don't usually, my normal summon goes to Manju. I don't usually normal summon Sage like that. I mean, if I do, it's because I need a tuner or I just want to search and thin out my deck. But the second part of his effect is really good, where you get to discard him and target a monster in the field, send it to the graveyard, special summon the Blue Eyes from the deck.
Will you ever think about putting up to 3?
Not for this build. I tried it at 3 actually. I didn't like it. I don't know. I like seeing Manju more. I'd rather get the Manju faster. Like Sage, I'd rather get a Manju normal summon. Like if I have to summon him, I will, but I'd rather summon the Manju.
Okay.
Because I can summon Manju and then send Manju to the graveyard, special summon the Blue Eyes.
That seems fair.
Yeah. Because I also hate back row. 2 Twin Twisters. I might slide out when I update the deck. I might change this to 1. I don't know. We'll see how the format goes. I might change it to 1 and bump up Swords of Concealing Light to 2, but we'll see.
Source of Concealing Light.
Yes.
Huh.
2 Chaos Form. I love this card. It's pretty generic for Ritual Summon, but the best part about it is you can banish the Blue Eyes White Dragon, or alternative, since it's treated as Blue Eyes White Dragon, from the graveyard. So if you trade it in, however a Blue Eyes gets a graveyard or alternative, you can just banish it. So it's always live, and it's not the pure build where you have to keep your Blue Eyes in graveyard. It's like here you can banish them. It's not the end of the world, because your goal is to get Chaos Max out and just attack for game. 2 Maxi, because Maxi is Maxi.
Yep.
2 Power Desires. I definitely would not play 3 of this. I like it because it's Power Desires. I don't think it's necessary, but I mean it gives you an opportunity from like a brick hand to a possible play, or to help you just extend your plays. And bashing 10 isn't the worst cost in the game. And you play a lot of 3-0s in this deck, so the odds of you banishing all 3 of 1 single card, like 3 Chaos Max, is pretty low. But I mean I've had it happen.
So that card give you any trouble?
I mean, very rarely. Like most of the time, when I resolved it, it helped me win a game. I mean, by like round 7, it literally just helped me win a game. it helped me get into like the right cards I needed. Like I think I only had a Sage, and I started off an egg with it, but it ended up getting me to a play where I could summon alternative and Chaos Max and just make Spirit and push for game. And the one of Soul Charge is busted, goes in every Blue Eyes deck no matter what. If you activate Soul Charge, you usually win. Except in the mirror match, you know, I soul charged in the mirror match and had like a full field. I had Spirit, I had Chaos Max, I had what's that guy in negate spells? Hope Harbinger and Crystal Wing, and he managed to crack my whole field, believe it or not.
What?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Mirror match can get crazy. One Swords of Concealing Light. This card is nuts. You could play Book of Eclipse. I like this one better because if you don't kill your opponent, they're not drawing cards. The unfortunate thing about it is there's all kinds of different text on this card. You know, the one I thought was originally, even if like a Cosmo player tags out when you activate this, that they would still get banished. I mean, they would still go face down. But it turns out that the newest text says is when this card is activated, not resolves. So the keyword is activated and not resolves, which makes that ruling relevant. One Veiler.
Veiler?
Yeah, just one. Just when I search off a Sage. I usually side in the second one if I need it. Depends on the deck. There's not too many things I want to do with Veiler. It's like I always go second anyway, so it's like I don't know. There's really I didn't play anything where I don't play anything where I like Veiler's great and all. He's crucial in the mirror match. And for like big Ixie monsters and stuff, but like, I don't know. I like one right now. I wouldn't want to see more than that. I still want to have my cards and go off. And last but not least is the one Advanced Ritual Art. I tried playing this one originally at 2, but you can't activate it mid to late game because you have to send a Blue Eyes from your deck to graveyard, specifically Blue Eyes, not any of the other ones because it has to be a vanilla. And you can't use the regular Tribute level 8 from your hand or field. So it's great for setting up. You know, if you open Manju and you get Chaos Max off of the Melody, you search out this and you have a Blue Eyes Engrave ready for Gospel or for whatever you want to do with it later.
No traps.
No traps. This is an OTK deck. I usually try to go second. But I do have a shenanigan where I can go first.
Extra deck.
Yes, extra deck, not side deck. Extra deck. So these are our team sleeves. Be nice.
Team TDR.
2 Azor Eyes, pretty standard. You know, he's been great. This is the first time when I had Hope and Blood when that structured deck came out like a long time ago, but it never ended up being relative. But now he's just nuts. It's a shame he missed his timing with like things with Regeki, but that makes it fair. Just gotta know when to tag out. If you don't have a Gospel, and your opponent's not activating graveyard effects, I tag out as soon as possible. Like as soon as it's their turn, their semi-phase, I would tag out and go straight into Spirit. But if it's something where it's like they don't really activate a lot of graveyard, or they do keep graveyard effects, like it's BA or Cosmos, I would just sit on the Spirit because the free negation is worth that a lot more anyway. It's worth it. I mean, if they have the outs, they have the outs.
Right.
What's next? 2 Spirit Dragons. He's amazing. Negates anything in the graveyard.
Just in the graveyard?
Yep, throwing in your opponent's graveyard. He's very crucial in the mirror match. This is actually usually how the mirror match goes. Is like whoever gets Spirit out and just can keep them is usually what decides the game actually, because you need your eggs and stuff and your end phase effects, and it's and not only being able to push them in 1 hurts too. Like even if you get alternative, they're going to tag. When you summon alternative, they'll tag out when the Spirit, so then alternative can't get rid of it, and then they get more free summons. So it's a very usually a stalled game. But he's great. I don't really think you need 3. I mean, you could if you got space, you could. I mean, I got space in this extra deck, so I'm sure you guys can. 1 Moonlight Rose. This is just to interrupt plays. You know, sometimes Spirit, even if you tag out with Spirit, they might have some crazy monster that's still going to kill Silver Eyes. Or you can interrupt a play. You see like a possible synchro, a possible Ixie play, you can just interrupt it right away. And that, even though you won't have your setup for next turn, it's better than losing a monster and them getting a plus. So it's better to interrupt the play sometimes. Moonlight Rose. Hope Harbinger. He's Hope Harbinger. You know, negates things. Pretty crucial. He doesn't really matter. I don't think I actually summon him and attack him. You just do the photon nonsense where you go into full armor here, you pop a free card, and then Galaxy Matter, Galaxy Eyes Dark Matter Dragon, who the second attack is always nice, but setting up is pretty important, and it actually goes into the, this is part of my side combo, which I'll go into later. And we also have the Winnows, Michael. We have Michael the Arc Lightsworn. He's another one. Sometimes you want to just tag out and banish something on your turn and then go into Crystal Wing. Because sometimes you don't always tag out with Spirit at the end phase. Sometimes you'll just wait till your standby phase and you tag out, make him Michael banish something, and then take out the Egg or Sage and synchro up. And to this guy, Crystal Wing, amazing. Everybody's trying to play him who can make synchros. Nothing else to really say about him. Blue Eyes Twin Burst. I think I've only made this like once in one round out of my whole regional. I mean, he's just here for. I love Blue Eyes. I just want to see him. Just look at my extra deck on the long ass breaks. But being able to attack twice and not being able to destroy by battle and banishing something that's bigger than him is nice. In theory, it'd be great against Cosmos for like any of the big ships. You know, you got like that thing that negates spells on the field. You can just make him and then attack it and bash it because the bashing doesn't target.
Like a version of Cyber Twin Dragon, obviously.
Yes, the Blue Eyes. The Cyber Twin, everybody wanted for Blue Eyes, basically. I'm going to take him out. I hate him. At first, I thought it was good, and I thought it could negate anything. It can negate anything, but it's the first thing that happens, so it's very easy for people to outbait you. I mean, they could just drop a Dead Veiler or something, or whatever. Or Max. No, not Maxi. Maxi would be good, but it's easy to bait out. That's my problem, and it's weak. I didn't care about the staff before, but now it has to be the first thing that activates. I'm not big on that. I don't think I ever even made him at all. This is another one that I didn't make at all, but in theory, I thought it would be good. It's horrible in a mirror match because there's not too much targeting you can do. It's not like because your opponent's Blue Eyes are either protected by Spirit or they're going to tag out, or they got something that can't be targeted. So if that's the case where I just have like alternative and it didn't make a play, then you can target it. But he has another effect for part of my side, which we'll get into later. But if you're not going to take control, the good thing about him is you can shut down their whole field. But it's kind of hard sometimes to have only just to just have him on the field, because you have to have him on the field first before you have anything else. But sometimes I usually have like a Manju or something for my search, so it's not always easy just to have him on the field. But he can stay. And I don't even summon this guy, so I'm not going to go into him. He's just here for decoration, honestly. Speaking of decoration, I picked this up, this nice little gold thing. Nice little gold Blue Eyes token.
Pretty neat.
Pretty neat.
Cool.
And let's go on into the side. Usually I don't side, but I always side at regionals. I usually don't side to test myself at locals, but regionals, gotta go all out. So, 2 Ghost Ogres. I wish I had played these in my last matchup against Mermails, because that was kind of crucial. I don't know, I guess I was just tired out at the end of the day, didn't think about it. But other than that, I never really sided them too much. Astro Strix, never really sided them at all. Flying Sea, amazing. Always my favorite extra deck card. You side this against BA, you pretty much just win, because you already got Flying Seas, you got Max Seas. That's already like 4 cards out, and that deck isn't. I mean, BA is good, but there's just like it has a lot of weaknesses too, especially since it's like a hybrid deck, if that makes any sense. And it's been hit by the ban list now, so it's still going for sure, but I don't know.
PK Fire is still a thing?
It's still a thing, but yeah, I feel like I personally like my deck has a great matchup to it, because the only thing they can really do to get over Chaos Max and my stuff is like the one rank guy, I forget his name. He just takes stuff when he battles. I forget what his name is. They have that, and they have a lot of graveyard effects too, so of course Blue Eyes has an edge. 2 Kaijus, wish I had the third one, but I let my friend borrow it, because I didn't side him that much, but when I went against the Cosmo match towards the end, I really needed the third one, but I didn't have it, so I had to make do. 2 Swords of Concealing Light, I always sided at least one more of these in. This card is nuts. I love it. It helps. It Pokemon's everything. Like even if I like can't make a play, it's just nice to just activate that, and I know they can't do anything for at least a turn, which has happened a lot actually. 1 Winter Cherry. Surprisingly, I just want to test this out in the mirror match, and it's actually pretty live. I'm surprised I even drew it because it's just a 1-of. But banishing their spirits is pretty nice because that makes them go straight into Azor Eyes. I mean, you could probably do the same thing and banish their Azor Eyes, and then when they tag out, they would have to tag out into something silly. But
have you thought of changing one of your extra deck cards to put?
Yeah, I wanted to like have either. I only have 1 cherry to begin with, so if I had 2, I would definitely switch it up. I don't know what I would put in though. I would say Dante, but like I said, I already have a really good matchup against Burning Abyss. I don't feel like I need a Dante and Winter Cherry just for shenanigans. I don't know. I gotta look at the meta and see what happens. But 1 Regeki, I never sided it in, but it just sounded like a good side card. Valor, 2 Valors was nice sometimes. And these were the combo cards. My favorite cards. I'll probably made them starting this week is Archbrave and Morphic Goliath. So the combo here is when you have to go first and you side these in, as long as you can get alternative, you need to get 2 special summon level 8s, and that's not pretty hard. I mean, you got quite a few ways to do that. You can get it off of a ritual card, like it's taken out. You got Chaos Max, which you can get off a ritual card. So you can either summon Chaos Max like that, so make make a Chaos Max, or make alternative. Or if something goes to graveyard, you can bring it back with either Soul Charge if you're lucky enough to draw it, or return. And these are all 3 of them, so it's not, the combo is really not that hard to get out. Soul Charge is just pretty sacky if you draw it, which I did do a lot actually. But it's pretty easy to make this combo. So let's get into the combo. You make Dark Matter Dragon turn 1. You don't need to waste your full armor. I mean, you can if you want, but you're not going to use them. So you make him, and then you overlay it for Dark Matter. Banish 3 from your opponent's deck, you send 3. And what you send is Goliath, Archbrave, and the egg. Or, I mean, you can send anything else, but I usually send the egg. And that way what happens is, during your end phase, I get a free Blue Eyes. And then during your standby, they have Goliath, so they can't use their extra deck. Which means I usually just win. Unless it's a deck that's not using an extra deck, you know. It's not, I wouldn't side this in against Cosmos like that, because they don't use the extra deck. Even the Fire King Island, like, they do use it, but I don't know. You could. I mean, I guess for Fire King Island one, I'd side it in. But for like a pure ability, you wouldn't need it. But for most decks, it's like they use extra decks. You know, you got Burning Abyss, Mermails, PK Fire. Oh, that is Burning Abyss. PK Fire, Mermails. Even some of the, I don't know about Monarchs. I didn't get to play any of them. And Metaphos. Metaphos was the main thing I was thinking about when I thought about this combo. And definitely the mirror match. It's so crucial in the mirror match because like they can make alternative and stuff, but that's not enough. So that is the deck profile.
Who were your best matchups and your worst ones?
My worst match. Well, my matchups it was 9 rounds of Swiss, and I ended up going X3. I went X1 like early on. I think it was like game 4 I lost. I think it was like game 3 I lost, and then for the next couple, all the way up to like round 7, I just stayed at X1, and then my last 2 games on 8 and 9 I both lost, which is why I still ended up making the top. But what did I play? I mainly played Burning Abyss. There was a lot of Burning Abyss. I played a couple of mirror matches, and I played one Mermail and a Fire-Mail, which ended up screwing me over. It was a Mermail Kaiju, and he made me go first. He won the dice roll, made me go first. I couldn't set up a board, and then he just sacked the shit out of me with the Kaiju.
He spermed you.
Spurred me pretty bad. And then game 2, we both just, he went first, but he bricked. He only said a warning, and I opened up with 2 eggs and a Manju and a Valor and something else. And all I could do was summon Manju and happen to be warning, and it just ruined my plan from there. And then he just got it from there. I think my best matchup for sure was the Cosmos. It was the most exciting game all day. It was like a Fire King Cosmo. He had the 4,000 beater in there and negate spells. It was pretty good. Went back and forth, went to 3 rounds. Because other than that, most of my day I just pretty much 2-0'd my opponents. I didn't have that much.
2-0, huh?
Yeah, not to sound cocky, but I don't know. It's just like
It is what it is.
yeah. I mean, the only ones I didn't go that had to go 3 games was with one of the mirror matches, and that was the one I lost. So my losses were a mirror match, a Cosmo, and a Mermail. And Mermail is actually a really, really hard matchup against this deck, believe it or not. I can't really explain it, but like if you play Blue Eyes and you go against Mermail, especially like the Kaiju Mermail, it's gonna be pretty nuts.
Whoever wins the dice roll.
Yeah, it's kind of like whoever wins the dice roll kind of thing, because they're both kind of OTK decks and they both can make things to get out of each other. So it's kind of nuts because the cameraman plays Mermail, so he should know. I believe that was it.
Well, guys, it was Tim TDR, Steven right here. See ya.